pace with control of this race. Here comes a run from Davey Hazard. He blocks the 10. Not going to be enough. Ryan Pace is going to win at Talladega.
Trying to hold off Wilson. He's done a good job so far. Wilson, one last desperate attempt to the bottom. He won't get there. Nick Curry wins at Bristol.
Coming out turn number 2, coming down the back straightaway here. Looks like he's in a class of his own right now.
Merzlak, one final time, get around the 55, big time send.
He hits the wall, he hits it, he gets the lead, but can he hang on to it? Oh my goodness, he made it to the line!
Big push down the backstretch is going to give him a good run through the corners.
A little bit
follow from the 1.
A little bit of contact there for second, but coming to the line, Toby Roberson's going to take home the checkered flag and victory here from the new Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to tonight's feature presentation of the FAST Renegade Cup Series live from the Chicago Street Course, or a modified version of that. Hello and welcome. As always, I'm your host, JoeTowNetwork. Joining me up here in the booth tonight, the one and only Mr. Austin Spencer. Austin, welcome back to the booth, buddy.
Hello, America. It's good to be back, especially here in Chicago. I think we should see a fantastic outing, just as we have in real life. Still going on, but hey, we should have great races going side by side here in Chicago. Multi-class racing, if you want to.
Guys, we're gonna have some great racing. This layout of the Chicago track, for the folks that are just tuning here at the start, and we will most likely repeat it. This is the correct layout. A lot of the visuals aren't correct due to this track. The guys at Area 23 Track Designs wanted to make sure they got something out to you folks at home here on Chicago Street Course Race Day. That's what we have here tonight. This, again, modeled after the original iRacing version of the track that we saw, I believe, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago now?
Oh,
it's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what this is modeled after. An update is coming, though, so be on the lookout for that. I see John Foreman there in the colors of the maize and blue. But Austin, 35 laps here tonight from Chicago. It's not really a long race because this road course is just over 2 miles, but 35 laps around this course is going to be grueling for all of these drivers.
Yeah, this is a grueling circuit. It's a street circuit, as we all know. It is very tight. And yeah, just like you said, I mean, all the racing is going to be very close quarters. It's going to be a very wearing race. And it should be an exciting one, as this is, I mean, I'm sure it's going to be new to just about every single driver in here. Maybe have had some practice here, as we are nearly at the end of practice. But yeah, this is going to be a very exciting one just because it's so new to everybody.
New to everybody. It's new to us. We've been watching the NASCAR Cup Series race. It's coming down into its closing stages right now. 8 laps to go there. We won't give you spoilers at home in case you're watching us over that, but if you are doing that, thank you. See Magoo in chat already. Welcome in, buddy. We've probably got some decent viewership here to start. But again, folks, as always, cannot thank you enough for tuning in to JTN tonight for, again, what promises to be an exciting night, the inaugural race here in NR2003 on the Chicago Street Course. Oh, man.
Oh, man is right. I mean, I really don't know what to expect here, Joe. I mean, we've seen it all in the Cup Series. Just be glad we don't have to deal with any sort of flood or rain here for the FAST Renegade Cup Series, as that would just add another layer of element of what is going on here in Chicago. But still, like I mentioned, a lot on these drivers' minds, and I'm sure naturally with street courses, road courses, we should see different strategies. That always makes things even more exciting. We've got a few strategy specialists in the FAST Renegade Cup Series, as we have all come to know and love, and that should always make things fun down the stretch.
much time we have left here in practice?
Well, it's over.
Okay, so we're just
Transitioning into qualifying.
Okay. This is a great time to remind everyone at home, AutoSim 2. It's available now on Steam for $9.99. You can go check it out. Of course, this is all, as always, this is our AutoSim 2 race preview. Turn 1 a little more tricky at this version of the track with you see all the orange cones there at the end of pit lane. I think turn 1 will be especially tricky for these drivers. Ken Squire and Jeffrey Goodpaster there on pit lane at the moment, but again, waiting for qualifying to start here. You saw those times here in practice across the top of your screens, on par with what the Cup Series drivers were running yesterday in the dry weather conditions. Again, folks, we're going to have a good one for you here tonight from downtown Chicago in Grant Park, from the Chicago Street Course here in NR2003. Drivers taking to their cars here in qualifying. While they do that, let's go ahead and get a word with our friends, again, from AutoSim 2. Have you ever wanted to manage your own racing team? Or what if you could go back in time to see if a particular season could have finished differently? Well, folks, have no fear, because AutoSim 2 is here. With fully customizable roster files, you can create your own world or try to recreate the past. Heck, you could even try to predict the future through AutoSim 2's Sim Mode. Don't like the passive approach? Well, then get more hands-on in owner mode, where you decide who drives your cars and what companies will sponsor them. Down on your luck? Well, then scout some new talent that will get you to the top. Already super successful? Try moving up the ladder or expanding to truly solidify your racing empire. However you want to play, AutoSim 2 has you covered and is now available for purchase through the Steam store for $9.99. Now go make your mark and build your legacy in AutoSim 2. And again, folks, AutoSim 2 is now available on Steam for $9.99. You can go check it out. Again, AutoSim 2 now available on Steam for $9.99. Austin, we saw qualifying. It seemed like it was really important for track position. The NASCAR races, the Xfinity race yesterday, the Cup Series race so far today. It's, of course, coming down to its conclusion. You can watch that over on NBC. I don't know why I'm telling people to go watch NBC. They should be just sticking right here with us on JTN. We can give you the updates if you want them. Maybe we'll just start calling that radio style over there, right? But...
We could be.
We could. I mean, you're a professional, so...
Right.
And I'm semi-professional, so...
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call me a professional.
Nah, you're a professional.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it, Joe.
The Keith and Chad, welcome in, Mac Daddy. So qualifying time's going to start to go across the top of the screen for the folks at home, but how important do you think track position is going to be here tonight?
Oh, extremely important, Joe. Like I mentioned earlier, this is very tight quarters racing. We've seen in the Cup Series race, if you've been watching, there's more passing zones than a lot of people expected, and I think that's just because of the amount of aggression that you have to use at this place, just because it is so tight and it is so, well, there shouldn't be many places to pass, but drivers tend to make their own, and that's what the Cup drivers have been doing here today, especially given the conditions of that race. And I expect we'll see very similar, very tight racing. And yeah, if you make one mistake, there's a line of guys behind you who will capitalize and you will lose many positions. So yeah, track position, extremely important, along with choosing the right strategy. We'll see what kind of strategies play out, especially this being kind of a shorter race. We will see if there is allowed much variance, but it can prove very race changing as the first lap times come in. Jerry Cook laying down a heater, 125.7, puts him on provisional pole for now.
Yeah, some info we were given, if talking about strategy and fuel mileage specifically, from Zach Rogers and the 2 team here. Zach saying he feels like they can go 17 pretty safely. 18 if they save fuel. So you're kind of in that weird spot where you can make it on one stop. It might be tough. Tires, though, are already a big concern. A lot of tight corners here. 3 seconds of fall off too as the run goes on with how much tire wear there is. So a 2-stop strategy could develop depending on what the lap times look like. I think I'm always in the camp of I only want to pit once if that's all I have to do, but I'm also not that talented on the road courses, so having the new Goodyears usually doesn't do as big of a service to myself as it would for a lot of these other guys out there that are a lot better at this sim racing thing.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Joe. I've never been a good road course guy, at least in NR. I just don't click with them. But I will tell you, if these guys are capable of making it on one stop, you best believe that I think a majority of these guys are going to try that, especially with how slow the pit road speed is here, 35 miles per hour, tied with the slowest with Dover at 35, or is Dover 30 actually? I can't remember, but I know it's really slow. But anyway, really slow pit lane speed will really help the decision making there of if you should try and 2-stop it and just, push for your whole run, as well as the tire fall off, like you mentioned. It's so steep that it really might not be worth it to be 2-stopping and pushing. It might be much more worth it to save that trip on pit road, because you also can limit mistakes. Only 1 stop instead of 2, 1 less opportunity to make a mistake on pit road, like speeding or anything else from the pit crew. So a lot of decisions to be made. I think, Joe, if I had to make a guess, a majority of these guys are going to try to make the 1-stopper work.
So Eric B in chat, hello. The plan is Area 23 Track Designs created this track. It should be released sometime after our broadcast concludes tonight. You can check out, we posted a link to their Facebook page. That's where they'll announce where you can find the track. Again, after the race, they'll make that public for everybody. For the time being, the only drivers in this sim that have this track are the ones you're going to see out there for the next hour and a half, depending on how long this race goes. But Austin, why don't you take us through tonight's starting lineup?
Gladly, Joe. I'm gonna look away from the battle for the win.
You know what? Actually, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna let folks take some onboards here as these guys get practice. Let's go on board with Zach Rogers, who is always quick on the road courses. Again, you see Zach Rogers there getting dialed in here from Chicago. Again, a couple of questions in chat about when the track will be released. Again, we have it pinned. It's top comment here in our chat on YouTube. You'll be able to find the track there. Again, at the conclusion of tonight's race, you can't download it yet. It's not available to the public yet. Also, the question was raised about the signage and all the visuals. Those will be updated. They only revealed what it actually looked like yesterday. Takes a while to get all the signage and stuff updated. So they're going to be working on that here, and that should hopefully be in the next couple of weeks, if not by the end of the month. And again, you want to check out the folks at Area 23 Track Designs. They did all the work on this. We take no credit for it because Austin, I don't want to speak for both of us, but I'm not smart enough to figure out how this stuff works. I don't want to speak for you, but...
No. Sandbox is a tricky program. And I tell you what, I've tried to use it a couple times. Oh man, it takes a lot of patience, a lot of hours of learning and getting used to it and comfortable with it. It is just, yeah, it is not easy to make a track for this game that we love so dearly. It is unfortunately not easy.
Well, Austin, we were interrupted by the restart there in the Cup Series, NASCAR Cup Series race. Why don't you take us through tonight's starting lineup?
All right, on pole is that speedy 08 machine of Jerry Cook. A 1:25.711 gets him the front row position. Alongside him will be the number 2 of Zach Rogers, a 1:26.016. A full second ahead of our third place starter, Randall Coleman, in the number 9, a 1:27.279. Alongside him will be the number 93 machine of Jovan Anderson, a 1:27 .527 lap for him. Another gap back to the 5th place starter, number 8 of Cody Luke, 1:28.322 for him. That rounds out your top 5. Alongside Luke in 6th is the 6 of Tate Dorsey, 1:28.968. Chad Heyer in the 46 machine, starting 7th, starting out row 4. Next to him on row 4 is the number 33 of Jeff Goodpaster. And 9th, starting out row 5, is Nico Servideo in the number 19. And rounding out the top 10 is the number 25 of Ken Squires. 11th, the number 70 of John Foreman. 12th, the number 45 machine of Alex Mullen. 13th is the 7 of Tyler Stallhood, rounding out cars that put down a time. Then a couple who did not put down a time. Starting 14th will be the 03 of James Moore, and 15th, rounding out the field, is the number 68 of Joshua Moyers.
So 15 cars here tonight, is that correct?
That's right. Unless me or you want to hop out on the track, but I don't think we'll be doing
I don't think so. I'm good.
I'm a little scared of this place. It seems very challenging.
Oh man, and things just happened.
Oh my goodness. You have to be kidding me.
For folks that want any updates on the NASCAR Cup Series, Eric, I'm not sure. That again, that's honestly not a question for me. I don't want to speak to what I know. They're going to make it look as realistic as they can. They're gonna do their best to make it as realistic for folks out there as they can. Are you getting some of these issues too?
With the sorry,
server?
I was watching the. I was
okay.
referring to the race.
You said
my goodness,
as we had some camera things, you know.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was in the Cup race, but Shane Van Gisbergen has got to be upset.
I would be upset. I'm always upset though. Cars getting staged on the bridge as we await the command to get engines fired here from downtown Chicago. Now, again, I won't start singing Sweet Home Chicago, even though that's a really good song. But people don't want me to... Also saw Brain Fade chat. Brain wanted to say hello. It should be an interesting race. I'm excited to see this one.
Drivers, start your engines!
We get the command, and cars roll off the grid. They'll come right to the start-finish line. Jerry Cook in the 08 Team Speak Toyota will lead the field to green here in the inaugural Chicago Street Course event for the FAST Renegade Cup Series. Into the Geico start zone we will go. Green flag, and we're underway here from Chicago.
Solid start for the entire top 4 as they roar into turn 1. Looks like we're going to be clean through one, Joe.
Very tight set of corners down there in turn number 1. You can fan out off that corner. Hard on the brakes, get to the back of Cody Luke. That was good pass there in the 33. They get through that corner, though. No caution.
Great recovery by Luke, and also Tate Dorsey there keeping it off him as much as he could as they race through 3. Our leader's going to get in the wall a little bit. Cook a little too eager through 3. He'll lose minimal time, but something you're going to have to watch out for that definitely sticks in your mind as a race car driver as you come around and face that same corner the next lap.
Oh, he's just testing the boundaries right now. You might as well do it here on lap 1. Gives you plenty of time to rebound.
Top 3 have broken away by quite a margin. Cook, Rogers, and Coleman in a line as they go around the loop, as they have dubbed it.
That is what it is called.
Right.
Yeah, okay. I just, hey. Here I am.
Hey.
Just a man.
Ooh, almost.
They gotta get close, man. You gotta get close to these walls every little bit.
Ooh.
See Cody Luke to the inside of Servideo. Contact, but Cody Luke goes on through for 6th.
Yeah, there's action all over the track. It's hard to keep up here, Joe.
We got side by side now down into 1. Ken Squires gets passed by Tyler Stallhood. Joshua Moyer's on the climb in the 68. Oh, he's in the wall.
Into the wall. Mullen also locked up getting into 1. He's going to look for a way around Squires.
Moyer's to the inside of Higher. Going to get through there. Tyler Stallhood with issues off of turn number 2.
Oh, Cook's in the wall again. We're side by side for the lead. Rogers roaring down the back straight away. He's going to have the outside going into this tricky turn 6, but Rogers is to the point.
And I think Jerry just decided that wasn't the time to challenge the 2 of Zach Rogers. Just, you know what? I made a mistake. I'm gonna sit back here in second for a little bit and just kind of use my tires. I'm not going to abuse them no more.
Definitely a business decision. Going into turn 6 there for Jerry Cook, which, how can you blame him?
A business decision.
That's right. I mean, hey, you don't want to end up in the tire barriers like quite a few Cup drivers, so let him go, race another day. Or another lap.
The tire barriers in NR, too, they're nothing like those that you see in real life. Like, you hit them, you're stuck. They're not pulling you out.
No, unbelievably less forgiving. And despite the swap in lead, as we see good passer coming off of pit road, it looks like. These 2 have kind of tried to break away from 3rd place Randall Coleman here in the opening 2 laps.
Mm-hmm.
Opened up just a little bit of a gap, but other than that, it is a 3-second gap back to the 4th place car of Jovan Anderson, and another 4 seconds back to Tate Dorsey in 5th.
Well, I think Randall would be the first to admit that he's not the most prolific road racer, but a consistent one. And at this track, I think that's paying dividends, right? Really small margin for error with a really narrow course. You see Coleman probably has more laps than a lot of the guys here at this track as well.
That's right. Yeah,
he's going to get loose as we're talking nice about him.
Tyler Stallhood has hit pit road along with the 03 of James Moore. I believe each of them might have gotten some damage. Or maybe
Ken Squires just went off the course.
Spotted. Oh.
Into the runoff he goes. And John Foreman.
Kept it out of the tires.
John Foreman's got some rear end damage on his University of Michigan Ford. That's the best looking car out there, Austin. I don't know about you, but that's the best looking one. Look at it.
Disagree with that.
Whew.
I'm gonna disagree with that. And
Joshua Moyer's applying some heat to Servideo in the 19.
And Squires has retired from the race, Joe.
Oh, no.
Not sure if anything else
we're
happened.
3 wide for a second, or we were going to be.
Oh, he caught the tire barriers in turn 6.
Oh, he got back going and then hit those tires?
Yes.
Oh, man. The Moyers makes the pass there on Servideo. Hits the wall off of turn 3. Into 4 they go.
This is one of the wildest parts of the track is you have those 3 quick, tight corners leading up to this big, what they've called the back straightaway pretty much, into this big braking zone in turn 6. This is an exciting course, Joe. A lot of mixed opinions, but I think now that we've seen cars racing each other on this course in real life and here, this has turned out to be a really good street course.
It has indeed. See Cody Luke and Tate Dorsey racing with each other. Watch the battle for the lead, though. Jerry Cook trying to find a way around Zach Rogers. Rogers holding on to the lead right now. Cook gonna try to make a charge here into turn 1. Bails out on that. Gets back in line. Let's go ahead and go on board here with the 08. You got some onboard laps there with Jerry Cook trying to find a way around Zach Rogers. Get you a good overview of what this course looks like, especially with what it's like to follow someone else around. You're doing a lot of judgment based off the line that they're running, and with just about, 3.5 laps to go here in Stage 1, Austin, I think Cook's going to have a hard time chasing down the 2 car, but Zach Rogers just... We know that 08's quicker, right? The single lap speed, the 08's quicker. But Zach Rogers is doing a good job not putting his car in a wrong spot so far.
Yeah, really what you have to worry about now is we're about 10 laps away from where these guys were confident in making it on fuel. So really, do we what Jerry has to think about is, do we want to just back off and save so we can make it on one stop and stick to our strategy, or do we want to keep chasing for this lead? And clearly, he's going to keep chasing for the lead, Joe.
Makes a big dive to the inside there off of turn number 12. They're going to be side by side down the front straightaway. 3 laps to go here in stage 1. Rogers with the preferred line. He'll clear the 08.
Another good attempt from Cook, but just not quite able to make it. But once again, it's impressive that these two have been flying around here while they've been essentially battling and still pulling away from the rest of the field. I mean, they've gapped Coleman by about 2 more seconds in the last 3 or 4 laps. Very impressive stuff from these top 2. It'll take something going very wrong for one or both of them for them to not end up in victory lane, I think.
Well, and Randall, of course, always, he conducts pro laps all the time in his number 9 car, so the fact that they're pulling such a gap on him, Austin, I think is really impressive.
Yeah, it's very impressive. Also,
oh,
of note,
Randall. Oh, buddy, he locked him up and got loose. Anyways, back to the battle for the lead.
Also of note, the 03 of James Moore caught the turn 6 tires. We've also had the 46 retire of Chad Heyer. I'm gonna see what happened with him real quick. Oh my goodness, he had quite the moment. Also in turn 6, he did more of a lockup and spun it out and side slapped the tires, and that killed the engine on the 46. And the 8 of Cody Luke is our 4th retirement on lap 5.
John Foreman, he ran into the runoff there. Get back on course.
Oh, Cody Luke did the same thing. He just overstepped in turn 6, side slaps the tires, and broke that 8 car. These tire barriers are not very forgiving, Joe.
See the replay. Cody Luke. See Heyer here in the 46. Couple of big tank slappers there.
Yeah, just tough for these guys. And that's the thing, right, on such a tough course, is making one mistake, it can end your day that quickly, and here we see a couple examples of it.
Some would say Trackhouse is en fuego right now, Austin.
Are they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh. I don't know if I would say all that, but
2 in a row?
right, but I don't know. I will say Justin Marks is a very smart man, because he definitely picked the right guy to be behind their special entry for this race.
No kidding.
It's hard to find a better guy for the job than Shane.
Put him in the car full time. Do it. Cowards.
That would be awesome.
Oh, that's gonna be fun to watch back. Good folks, as always, can't thank you enough for watching as we're watching this battle for the lead here coming to the end of the stage. This time at the line, no cautions for the end of the stages here in the FAST Renegade Cup Series, but Zach Rogers just trying to hold off Jerry Cook into turn number 12 down the hill from the bridge. Zach Rogers is going to bring it to the line. He'll win stage number 1 here tonight from Chicago. Stage 2 underway.
My goodness, Shane just dropped a bomb in his interview.
What? Like a word?
He basically just said he wants to do one more year in Australia and then run the Cup Series.
Oh man.
He basically just said that.
Well,
that is wild stuff. I do think I'd want to see him try out an oval first before making that jump. I don't know.
I think he gets to try out an oval now, right?
Right, you would think so, yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
Eric asks, do we think that the real Chicago race was a good one? I do. I thought it was awesome.
Race. Yeah, that was, I mean, not just in terms of the race, but I think in terms of weekend management and everything, I think this is one of NASCAR's best weeks in
and Austin, I hate to cut
time.
I hate to cut you off, but Jerry Cook making a pass for the lead here. Going to be some contact. Zach Rogers gets into the wall. I think Zach might be able to fend him off once again there, but Jerry Cook he keeps trying to make that pass in turn 12, and both times he hasn't been able to make it work.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit of respect out of Cook there too, because it looked like that 08 slowed down a little bit to give it back to Zach. Say, I'm sorry, I just put you in the wall, which we always like to see. It's kind of promoted around here, that kind of respect being given on the racetrack. That has given Zach Rogers a little bit of a gap though to Jerry Cook.
Cook going to be able to close that gap, though. I think the 08's quicker right now, Austin. I think he's just having a hard time trying to find a place to put his Camry to get by Rogers in the 2. As might have a chance here to the outside. Maybe a dive back to the inside. Honestly, I want to see someone take like a Joker lap there through some of these.
That would be awesome. But yeah, the 08 definitely looks faster. Like we mentioned, track position is so important here. It's hard to pass. It's so tight. You really gotta time it. Cook might have almost given Rogers a little bump there through 12, and now looking again on the front stretch as we head down toward turns 1.
And try to outbrake him down here into turn 1. Cook to the inside. He's got the nose there. Rogers not going to be able to turn in completely. They'll be side by side off turn 1. Down it's turn 2, Austin.
Cook along the outside now as they head through turn 2. Rogers with the preferred line. Close, but Cook gets the power down. He power slides it off of turn 2 down the straightaway. Heading to turn 3. Cook going to be on the outside again as they head into 4 and 5.
Into 4, Cook really hopped through there, barely clips the wall, and through 5. Jerry Cook retakes the lead here in Chicago. Zach Rogers now in second. And Austin, we're also closing in on those pit stops, just 4 circuits away from those.
That was an incredible way to take the lead. I mean, he almost drifted turn 4. He was completely sideways, and on these old, overheated, I'm assuming, tires, as it's a hot day here in Chicago, I can't imagine what the steering wheel of that 08 car was doing, because, my goodness, he had to have been busy.
Matt, what do you mean by that? That's an interesting way to spell that word. Haven't talked about him too much today. See Alex Mullins, though, in the 45 Krispy Kreme car. Currently scored 8th on track. Last car on the lead lap. Leader's going to be catching him pretty soon here.
We'll say, though, Cook has not exactly ran away from that 2 car.
Mm-hmm.
Got the lead for, well, now it's 2 laps exactly. Matter of fact, Rogers closed in a little bit on this set of corners. But it really does seem to be that corner exits where Rogers struggles the most, as it just seems like he can't quite get the power down fully as soon as Cook can. nonetheless, these two have put the pace on the rest of the field. Randall Coleman has made his pit stop. He's gonna have to pit again, isn't he?
He will.
Along with Tate Dorsey. Tate Dorsey coming off of pit road as well.
The thing is, we heard 3 seconds of fall off, so... And, I mean, he was falling back rapidly there.
Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. He's fallen back so far. He probably doesn't gain anything by, he doesn't lose as much with 2 pit stops. Because, yeah, he was third 11.5 seconds back when he hit pit road.
I think the double yellow line, see the question change. Again, I just think it's a texture thing. Again, everything's going to get updated based off the races this weekend and actually getting the course laid out. And we actually saw what it looks like. So I would not... You're at home and you're like, whoa, what am I watching? This doesn't look like what I saw on TV today or yesterday or whenever you had the chance to watch some of the events from downtown Chicago. Well, yeah. What you doing over there?
Say,
got some
you hear me
papers?
typing?
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
You're good.
But I will say another thing about NR track making. To be as accurate as possible, it takes a lot of pictures, and there weren't very many pictures of this track until Saturday. And like I mentioned earlier, with how hard it is to make tracks for this game, it takes a long time. Without proper pictures, it's very hard to make anything very accurate. So that is probably a little bit why there are some inaccuracies, and why, like you mentioned at the top of the show, it is modeled after iRacing's initial build, which I'm assuming looks quite a lot like what we're seeing here for this fast race. We've had a pass for the lead, Joe. Zach Rogers back out front.
I'm speechless.
I missed it. He passed him right at the start-finish line. What happened? Oh, the 08 caught the inside wall in turn 12, and Rogers just powered past. That killed all the momentum of that 08 car. Rogers back out front. This is going to be mostly important when it comes to pit stops. Who is out front? As Cook has a big slide, who is out front when these guys hit pit road will determine a lot.
And I think they're going to be coming here in the next 2 laps.
Yeah, it doesn't look like these guys have been saving a drop. To the naked eye, at least. It doesn't look like these guys have been saving anything.
Knowing how good they are, though.
Right. You never know.
Like, we don't like stroking the egos, but...
Yeah, the pace has fallen off, but, with how they're sliding everywhere... Oh, and here they both come right now.
Never mind, they're going to have to make one more stop.
Yeah, so everyone's going to be 2 stops. Unless, I believe Joven has yet to pit in the 93. I don't think the 68 of Joshua Moyers has either. I believe Randall Coleman is the first one on track who has pitted.
Ooh, Moyers missed that red box. I don't know what the commitment line is, but he might be getting a penalty. Joven going to stay out, try to lead a lap. So Joven's probably trying to make it on 1 stop, I would have to believe.
Yes.
Because
you have to think so.
His pace was really slow. So watch Randall Coleman here as he comes off of turn number 12. See if he can at least gain some time on the top 2. They're both at the end of pit road right now. I don't think he's going to end up gaining any time, Austin. And Randall's clutching, too. Don't know why.
Who is?
Randall. He was clutching going into 1.
He doesn't think he can pit that early and still make it, does he?
He might.
I mean, Randall is a mastermind of strategy.
Zach Rogers just clipped the wall. Heavy damage. Sorry.
You're fine. I don't think I've ever seen Randall not set his strategy up from lap 1. So if he's clutching, there's something. As
Eric-
the 33 of Jeff Goodpasser, excuse me, is on pit road.
Eric asks in chat, do we think NASCAR will return to Montreal? It sounds like they are.
Yeah, it sounds like it's just about done and ready to be announced almost, doesn't it?
Feels like it.
Yeah, which I mean, that would be cool. I would love to see Cup cars there. Especially after today.
Mm-hmm. What race gets the axe, though?
I've
California?
heard the Roval.
Well,
I've seen that they might stop going to the Roval, which I don't know why they would do that, but...
I think they're going to be in Montreal some shape or fashion next year, though.
Yeah, I would assume so.
So Joven was able to get that extra lap. We'll see if that pays dividends in the end. But again, folks, can't thank you enough for tuning in to JTN tonight. Would like to remind you, we got great racing action here all the time on JTN. Next up will be July 6th, the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series as they head to the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Coverage kicking off at 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Then it's Hobo Racing Cup Series action from Atlanta the following Tuesday. And Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series action July 13th from New Hampshire. Those races and much, much more, of course, live right here only on JTN. And again, presented by our friends at SchemeHaven.com, your new source for all of your car paint scheme and livery requirements or desires. Just over halfway, or just at halfway, really, here from the Chicago Street Course. I'm JoeTowNetwork, joined by Austin Spencer up here in the booth. JTN's coverage of the FAST Renegade Cup Series here in 2023. We can't thank you enough for tuning in. Make sure, if you haven't already, click the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Again, when you do those things, it helps support us so much here on JTN. Really, you guys subscribing, being active in chat as you have been tonight, it does help support us a lot here on JTN. And it helps us continue to do all these things we get to do, partner with all these great leagues, and it gives us the motivation to continue to do this too. I'd be lying if I said that I didn't. So, again, cannot thank you folks enough at home for watching. And be a friend, tell a friend about our streams here on JTN. I don't know, Eric, when we're going to a Canadian track next. I'd have to pull up our schedule, but I can't do that right now. We've done most sport in the past. I believe we did a short track at one point up there in Canada too, but I don't think the Fast Cup Series here on Sunday nights is. I know we're not scheduled for one, at least for Fast, so can't say for Sunday nights that we're going at least. The cool tracks up there. Austin's got local entertainment joining us here in the booth.
That's right.
Who's coming up here? Fallout Boy, maybe? We couldn't afford them, could we?
No, I don't think so.
No. No, we didn't do Toronto. Eric, we didn't do Toronto.
Oh, man. If we ever do a broadcast in Toronto, Joe, I need to be here.
You do need to be here. As the,
I'm the Canadian diplomat of JTN.
I'm just glad that I'm not alone anymore.
Yeah, you're almost there.
Well, on my mom's side, I am Canadian. So.
Oh, wait, actually, I didn't know that.
French Canadian, so whatever you wanna.
Oh,
yeah.
That's okay.
I just say Canadian most of the time because I don't.
Well, it all counts the same on your passport.
Eric in chat will be my friend because he said Montreal's his home track. So.
Okay, well, I can respect that.
Now, don't get me started about the Canadians. I think Austin, you and I will agree on our opinions on that team.
Right.
But,
yeah, Toronto's a very nice city, Eric. I grew up there, so it's a very nice city, very near and dear to my heart. Love that place.
Eric, I can't say anything because I didn't grow up in the French-Canadian household. I'm just like a generation removed from it. So.
Yeah, I also don't speak French, so apologies. But I grew up in the not French part. So I didn't really learn it.
Zach Rogers wins stage 2 here. So going for the clean sweep tonight. Jerry Cook, though, again, applying the pressure to the back of the 2.
That's right. That 08 has been consistently fast. He finally set a faster lap time than Rogers just a few laps ago. And as a matter of fact, he might duck inside. Ooh, he thought about putting his nose in there, didn't he?
Well, and Zach was Zach clipped the wall.
Got the wall. And that's going to allow Cook to the inside.
Oh, he clipped the wall.
He gets the wall.
They're both clipping the wall. You can't do that.
Thing is, Cook is going to get the much worse end of it as he clipped the wall before a much longer straightaway than Rogers did. As he caught it there before a little short shoot, but Cook caught it before the longest straightaway on the track. Now through 7 on their way up to 8 and into the loop. Rogers still looking pretty solid. Waiting for this pace to fall off for these guys. It hasn't yet, but maybe these mistakes, as Rogers is going to get the wall again, maybe these mistakes are starting to show a little bit of tire wear.
Got to make sure you uncheck that damage for this last pit stop, too.
That is for sure.
So,
oh, man.
The one thing Zach was really adamant about when I was talking with him down in the garage area today, you have no grip on corner exit. And we saw that in the Cup Series race today, too. These cars, they have no grip on corner exit on these city streets. So we're seeing that right now. Not a lot of grip. A lot of weight towards the front end of the car, too. Here in the setup, it's fixed setup, so everyone's got the same thing underneath them. But right now, that's what you're seeing. You're hearing them have to burp the throttle a little bit when they're trying to get on it on corner exit. So just it's tough, right? And that's what you want to see. You want to see these drivers challenged as a fan, or us up here in the booth. Maybe for the driver, you don't want to be as challenged as you are here in this race, but I think these top 2 are definitely doing a good or giving us a good show of how you can really attack these corners, because I think they're just confident in their abilities, and I think that's the biggest thing on road courses, Austin, is being confident in your own abilities behind the wheel.
Yeah, and that's exactly why you see our top 2 are pushing so hard. I mean, at the end of last run, they were power sliding off of every corner, and they were still the fastest cars on track by almost a second. So yeah, it really is a pretty big mental game. Matter of fact, it'll be interesting to see where they get around lap car John Foreman here, as they're about to put him a second lap down. And Cook is all over the back bumper of that 2 car. Caught him at a good spot as they come on at the front straightaway though, so no harm, no foul. Great job there by Foreman to know where he is and get out of the way.
Again, Foreman in the best-looking race car. It doesn't have the tail end on it, but it's still a really good-looking race car. Big block M on the hood. No bias there.
No, not at all. No, and no bias in me really disliking it either.
All I'm saying is just you better treat my boy Cade right, okay?
I mean, I'm sure we will. Well, sorry, no, I'm sure all but one of us will.
What does that mean?
Brian Ferentz.
Oh, that's right.
Will not give him good plays.
He's got a clause in his contract that they have to average 25 points a game or something?
Yes.
That's crazy.
So they're going to get to 25 and go 9-3, get blown out in the Big Ten championship game again, and then re-sign him for 10 years and like $1 billion.
Hey, I'm here for it if my team's in that game, so.
I mean, by the way this season's shaping up to look, it looks like you will be again.
Repeat, baby. Knock on wood.
I mean, it's the last year of
the real Big Ten.
Just
call it that.
Right.
Just call it that.
That is what it is. Yeah, it's the last year of the real Big Ten. UCLA, about a year and a half, less than a year and a half from today, will be playing a conference game in New Jersey.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
College sports, they're bringing us together coast to coast, you know? Literally.
Right. As they were intended, right?
Of course, yes.
Oh.
You as someone that goes to a small regional school,
mm-hmm.
I'm sure you would love having to travel all the way to New Jersey or California on the regular.
You know what's crazy is our men's volleyball team this year actually during spring break spent a week in California playing 3 top 15 teams in a row on the road.
I mean, that makes sense.
I mean, yeah, but like that's also a little crazy.
Eric, I did not understand what you said in French. I don't know French. I'm sorry. I know how to say sorry, though.
That's wild. Yeah, no. Do not know French at all.
Gary Cook?
It sounds cool, but...
It sounds what?
It sounds cool.
Oh, I thought you said it sounded something. Oh, no, we're making contact again. Jerry Cook made a big dive to the inside there in turn 12. We'll return to the action because they're side by side here into 1.
Yeah, inside line gonna be to Rogers. Cook that time did not just hand the spot back, and now more contact. Rogers gonna come out on the worst end of this one as Cook is gonna have the inside preferred line through turn 2.
Oh, now he put him in the wall.
Contact.
Don't pull over. No.
Oh, Jerry is a man of sport.
No.
Still has the inside line. Oh, but he's gonna lose it. He killed his momentum, and
oh my gosh,
he's playing with his food, Joe.
Oh, thank you, Eric. I appreciate that. That's such a nice message. We don't always get nice messages like that. I really appreciate that. Look at us, Austin. We're doing good up here.
That's right.
Did you ever think you'd be up in the JTN booth?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, it was kind of meant to be. Like, I already do this, and then it's the game that I know and love, so... Like, yeah, sorta. Oh, yeah, I always wanted to be.
Thanks, Brad.
Oh, we got a car cutting on a pit road. Alex Mullen from 8. Tate Dorsey's also on pit road, Joe, making his final stop of the day from the 6th place position.
So short pitting here to try to see if he can gain some time. I don't know what the gap looked like between the 6 and the 9, but the 9 is... Had Randall already pit? His final time?
No, he is not.
So I don't know how Tate... Well, I don't know. Everything's all cattywampus right now. It is literally 3 of us in this booth right now. It's you, me, and Bristol. So we don't have all these resources that NBC has to cover this race. We're just watching good racing here on JTN because that's what we do.
That's right. Exactly right.
And the good racing right now is for the lead because Zach Rogers and Jerry Cook, they are so evenly matched right now. Both of them on the edge of control.
That's right, and with 10 to go, I don't know. I mean, Jerry's got to stop if he, rubs... Oh, if he used him up a little bit, maybe just allow him to do it back next time he gets to you, if he can get to you. They're both coming down pit road.
So final stop of the race. Cook was smoking the tires. They're coming to pit lane.
Now this puts Randall in a really interesting spot because he's on older tires, running his last lap of 129.818.
He's staying out.
And he stays out. How is this going to work out? Oh, man, I love strategy racing so much. And Joe, I'm 3 for 3 now on races I've done with you up here, and they're all 3 strategy races. This is awesome. Rogers and Cook come off in the same order they came on as. Rogers just ahead of Cook. Jovan Anderson a few corners behind these folks. Cook is just all over that 2 cars. They run through 4 and 5. Headed into turn 6. Cook's giving it a look, but actually going to wheel hop a little bit through turn 6. That was a little scary for a second.
When do you, if you're Jerry Cook, when do you stop playing nice?
I would say with 4 or 5 to go is when you really got to go. It's a long enough course that you can give yourself a few laps. I think what Cook should probably do, if he has the confidence, which he should, that he's a little bit faster. He's shown it. He's proved it to himself all race, right? Is he needs to be wearing on that 2 car as Randall Coleman is on pit road. But he needs to be pressuring that 2 car into making a mistake or something. Just wearing his tires out while trying to manage his own and pushing the pace. It's a very hard thing to do if they're both going to get the wall there off of 1.
So he just has to do like 6 things at once.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not that hard.
And not overstep any of his boundaries or make any mistakes. Easy, right?
Oh, yeah. Super.
As they go through 4 and 5, Rogers looking pretty good as Cook caught the outside wall. Oh, Foreman has caught the tire barrier in turn 6, and this time, well, no, he's going to stay all right. He might have a, oh yeah, he does have a right front tire down though on that number 70 machine, running in 8th. It's going to be a long limp around to the pit road for Foreman.
I got the question in chat again. Is there going to be an update with the sponsors? Yes, there will be on this track. Again, this has been developed over the last couple of months, so they didn't have exactly pictures of what the layout was until yesterday and what the sponsors and banners looked like. So it's going to be a matter of time. The first version of this track going to go out after we're done here tonight, and then at some point after we're done here tonight. Again, can't comment on the time frame exactly. And then, again, keep your eyes peeled, Area 23 track designs, and they will post the updated track once everything's looking like it did here over the weekend as NASCAR was in Chicago for their first street race.
I mean, this has been a success all around, Joe. Real life and here. This racing has been fantastic. I also want to point out... Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, this track just looks like it's fun, but you're going to point out...
Yeah, I was going to point out, Zach Rogers just laid down his fastest lap time in the race, a 1:25.780 as he gets the wall.
I think they just like hitting the wall at this point. I think they're just doing it for fun.
Yeah, but that let Cook catch quite a lot as he had pulled just over a 1 second gap, but that closes down to half a second here this next time around. 6 laps to go. And this time, Cook just laid down his fastest lap of the race, a 1:25.849. Those two, their fastest laps beforehand were in the mid 126s, so they both just ran like 7/10 faster than their fastest lap, and we're on lap 30 of the race.
Throwing down the gauntlet here late in the race. Zach Rogers trying to fend off Jerry Cook for the first win here from the Chicago street course. 2 Toyotas battling each other.
Coming to 5 laps to go now. See what the speeds are at the line. Cook keeping that pace up. Closes a couple more tenths that lap, and oh, Joe, this is going to come down to the wire.
It always does, doesn't it?
It does. It really does.
I'm gonna say you've seen some pretty thrilling finishes.
Yeah.
I think I just need to bring you in the booth more at this point. This rate.
I have been treated to the finishes I've been here to witness up here in the booth.
I'm going to start publishing with our posts. It's an Austin Spencer night here on JTN. What that means, going to have a good finish. Again, Zach Rogers, Jerry Cook 1-2, Jovan Anderson way back in third. We think he's trying to make it on one stop, but Randall Coleman 6 seconds back of him last time across the line. Four laps to go at the line. See both cars clearing. Tyler Stallhood there in the 7 Castrol GTX Nissan. I used to drive Subarus, but now in the Nissan.
Well, that's unfortunate, Joe, as he just slammed the wall on that Nissan.
He's having some issues. That car
looks evil.
It's had a rough night. And Zach Rogers, for the first time tonight, he has pulled away from Jerry Cook. Was he just toying with him, Austin?
I don't know. Because, he is kind of blasted away. Oh, I see kind of what happened. What hurt.
Oh, Randall Coleman's in the barriers in turn 1.
Oh! He's out of it. But that's going to hurt that 9 car. He was tracking down Jovan Anderson pretty well, too. Matter of fact, he also lost a spot to Joshua Moyers in that exchange. He actually drops to 5th. But what I was going to mention was what did hurt Cook a little bit on the last lap was he caught Stallhood right at the exit of the final corner heading onto the front straightaway, so it killed his momentum as he couldn't exit fully. And that definitely hurt the gap a little bit, but it looks like he is starting to close it right back down. Well, just as I say that, he overdrove turn 12 and caught the wall, and he's really slow down the front straightaway. Gonna lose a lot more time. Yeah, well over a second and a half now going into turn 1. Number 33 of Jeff Goodpaster retired on lap 22. Missed that one, and we'll see what happened.
Well, I'm board here with Jerry Cook, as you can just see how hard he's wheeling it right now. I mean, get on with the visor. Look at him. Are you coming down into 6th here? Hard on the brakes. Gonna wheel this thing through turn 6. Look out. Into 7. Hits the wall there in the loop.
And Joe, turn 6 did claim another driver, as that is what happened to Jeff Goodpaster. He caught the end of the barrier, and it made that engine expire, ending his day here in Chicago on lap 22.
Unfortunate.
He'll record 11th on the day for the 33 team. Very unfortunate, but that's 4 of the 5 retirees caught by turn 6.
2 laps to go here from Chicago. Zach Rogers with the lead, and by a healthy margin, starting to pull away from Jerry Cook, who sits in 2nd.
Hey, Joe, you know what time it is.
What's that?
The Auto Sim 2 to go.
Remember, you can get Auto Sim 2 now on Steam, available for $9.99. It's the best premier simulated motorsports text-based racing game. And go check it out. AutoSim 2, it's now available on Steam for $9.99. Your AutoSim 2 to go.
Joe, I'm here to inform you I bought it the other day.
Oh,
I've yet to play it,
thank you.
but yeah.
I appreciate
Purchased the
you.
other day. We're gonna find out how 1996 would have looked.
You joined the
If I
Discord too, I assume?
Now that I know there's a Discord, I'll be doing that.
Gotta join the Discord, because that's where all the mods are from our great community of modders. They will have you set. Where's that?
That's what we're looking for.
Because that AutoSim default, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's default.
Yeah.
Dak Rogers coming to the white flag.
It brings us to our AutoSim White Flag new DLC. No,
That would be awful. Whole point of AutoSim is to like make it so it's customizable and moddable. So then to just have paid DLC would be the worst thing in the world.
yeah, we don't do that here at AutoSim. I don't know. I'm not AutoSim.
We don't do that at JTN in general. So we definitely don't do it with our video game division.
Right. As last car might be in the way. Is Zach Rogers here? Okay, no.
He's gonna
Well,
park. He's gonna be in the way of Jerry Cook though.
Oh no!
Oh.
And he turns him into the wall. That is just unfortunate.
I think if you're Mullen, you're at that point you're just like whatever, you know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're coming around to the finish. He's pretty much locked into the 8th place positions. He has a lap on John Foreman, but it's a lap behind Nico Ceravito. So, yeah, but man, it looked like Cook was starting to close, and then got stuck behind Mullen.
I mean, he's closing right now. He's trying.
Yeah, oh well.
He hit the wall.
Yeah, got the wall going into the loop, and that basically would end it without a mistake from the 2 car.
I mean, if I'm Jerry Cook, I just send it here into 12. See what happens, right?
Right. I mean, man, the gap has closed so much. You got to wonder what would happen if he
had a couple
caught
more
behind
laps.
Mullen.
Oh, yeah, that too. But off at turn number 12 to the line. It's going to be Zach Rogers winning here from Chicago.
Oh, look out. Hey, man, we want to get some pictures after this is over. Don't do anything yet. But great win for Zach Rogers. I mean, he withstood every test that Jerry Cook gave him, passed with flying colors, and gets to bring home the win here in the inaugural fast race here at the street course in Chicago.
Joshua Moyer is going to come home in 3rd. Remember, folks, we talk with our podium finishers here after the race. Let's see, Moyers, Jovan Anderson going to come home 4th in the 93.
And Jovan is going to complete the one-stopper.
He didn't gain any spots. He didn't lose any spots at the end of the day. Randall Coleman going to come home in 5th. I believe he's the last one to finish. But again, he always runs the pro laps. Always, Austin. Always.
Does he? I don't know anything about that. I'm new here, so... I tell you what, Joe, that's going to be one excited Zach Rogers, I bet, because that looked like a whole lot of fun. I'm sure he had a whole lot of fun doing it. And I'm also sure he got a little, or maybe a big feeling of relief when he saw that 08 getting a little smaller in his rearview mirror.
Zach Rogers brings it around. He'll burn it down. As he wins here from Chicago.
Big time burnout, Joe. Love to see it.
Gotta do it. Zach Rogers, your race winner here tonight. Remember, folks, stick around. We'll talk with our top 3 finishers. Get results on your screens momentarily. As always, cannot thank you enough for tuning in to JTN tonight. Make sure if you haven't already, drop a like on the video and subscribe. Again, doing so helps support us so much here on the JoeTowNetwork JTN. And now, let's go ahead and get a word with our friends from Auto Sim 2. Have you ever wanted to manage your own racing team? Or what if you could go back in time to see if a particular season could have finished differently? Well, folks, have no fear because Auto Sim 2 is here. With fully customizable roster files, you can create your own world or try to recreate the past. Heck, you could even try to predict the future through Auto Sim 2's Sim mode. Don't like the passive approach? Well, then get more hands-on in owner mode, where you decide who drives your cars and what companies will sponsor them. Down on your luck? Well, then scout some new talent that will get you to the top. Already super successful? Try moving up the ladder or expanding to truly solidify your racing empire. However you want to play, Auto Sim 2 has you covered and is now available for purchase through the Steam store for $9.99. Now go make your mark and build your legacy in Auto Sim 2. Again, folks, Auto Sim 2 is now available on Steam for $9.99. You can go check it out. Again, Auto Sim 2 now available on Steam for $9.99. Let's go ahead and start by bringing in our race winner down in victory lane, driver of the number 2 Toyota, Zach Rogers. Zach, you got a copy?
Yes, I do, Joe.
Well, you sound pretty excited. How does it feel to win the first race here on the Chicago Street Course in NR?
Woo! That's how it feels, Joe.
Joe, I told you you'd be excited. I knew it.
I didn't mean
I
to
just knew by the way he
over
drove
the
it.
line, but you know, I was trying to do the little slide back and forth thing, and I hope you liked my reverse in the first gear burnout at the end there.
It was very entertaining. How that was awful for It was good. It was good, Zach. It was good. My response to you after being so happy, that was the part that I was commenting on, was awful. How
Hey, man.
how we can't always all be great, you know, but you were all great
I wanted
here.
to be dramatic for once. Come on.
I mean, you were great for 35 laps here tonight. How tough was this track?
Well, in a couple of sections, you're afraid of impaling the race car into a bright yellow wall. So, yeah, that was sketchy.
We talked earlier today a little bit about kind of the dynamics of what this race was going to look like. Obviously, you end up doing the 2-stopper. Talked about maybe the one stop being possible. I think Joven was the only one that ended up completing it. He still finishes 4th, didn't gain any spots, didn't lose any spots. If Randall doesn't have a mistake, I think he ends up losing a spot off of that strategy. How important, when you saw the tire wear once you were in the race setting, did it click right away that okay, there's no chance I'm making it on one stop, or kind of did you just come into the race with that plan already?
Well, Jerry and I were trying to make it on fuel, and for a good bit of the first run, it actually looked like we were going to make it, but he was about to blow a right front, and even though I thought I was doing my best to not slide everywhere, I don't know if it was just having Jerry right up my bumper the whole run, but I wasn't able to save the rears as much as I was hoping to, and I was going to blow a right rear. So we both had a tire in the red, and we were like, well, we'll just pit and see what happens. And I had heard from Joven that he was like, I'm not going to make it to lap 18. So at that point, then we just split the second run in half. And that's why you saw we didn't bother going full 16 laps. We cut it. So, yeah, I didn't think the one stop was going to be viable at all, but then it was looking like it was. So I went past lap 12. And then, I mean, we still kind of made a 2-stop work, so that was fun.
Well, a fun race to watch here tonight. The battle that you guys put on display for us was fantastic, Zach. Again, congratulations on being the first winner here from the Chicago Street Course. Before we let you go, though, I want to give you the opportunity. Again, you got a lot of great partners and friends and family, but you also got a book out now. Floor is yours. You got all the time in the world. Here's the microphone. Get after it, buddy.
Yeah, before we get into the book, I think the first shout out is going to have to go to Jerry Cook because, man, there were a couple of instances tonight where he showed a great deal of respect. We were fighting side by side a lot in certain sections, and there was contact made here and there, and he could have just driven off and took the lead and made me fight back for it, but he gave the spot back, I think maybe twice, and let us keep duking it out. And got to give number one shout out to Jerry Cook there for the respect he showed me on track tonight. As you mentioned, Joe, I got a book out, Death Craver, out on Amazon. That's Kraver for Craver. It's about a teenage son of a motorsports legend. Man, I'm winded. Who gets invited to a racing competition by a mysterious racing agent that represented his father. As they uncover information about the agency, they find out that it's a little sketchy and it seems very dangerous. At the same time, Death Craver, the titular antagonist, is leading his mercenary turned race team Darkness across the United States. And man, oh man, they are not going to show any mercy, and they have a bloodlust for the competition. So Death Craver out now on Amazon. Check it out if you are so inclined. Gotta give a shout out to Randall for the host in the league. I've really enjoyed my time since I've come back. Hadn't been racing this league for a couple of years due to some issues I created on my own back in the day. But, you live and learn and you make amends, and it lets you come back and race at some places, but not all places you're able to make those amends and come back and race. So got to thank Randall for having let me come back. I think it's been like 2 or 3 months now. So got to thank Randall there. I want to thank Joven. He's a goober. Great teammate. Got to thank Cody. Tyler Stahlhood, of course, for my fellow Fuel Racing League admin. We're doing a great thing over there, I feel like, and we've got Cup Series Open Setup Racing coming out on Wednesday nights here in about a month. So hopefully Tyler and I can start sharing the links for that somewhere and get the word out for that. Also want to thank Tyler. Shout out Tyler Mallon, even though he's a goober and he didn't show up to race because he still doesn't like a lot of road courses, I think. So I don't think he wanted to show up and run this one. But got to thank him for running Melon Car. It's a great league to race at, and I'm glad he pushed the start of that new season back 1 week. So that allowed full focus on Chicago street course tonight. I still got more people to shout out, Joe, if you still have time for me to go over them. I want to shout out Brian and Kathy Voiles. Brian, I met Brian a couple of years ago. Really great guy. They do some great stuff over at Bomb Squad Racing for that league. You guys broadcast them every week on Thursday. So I want to shout out Magoo and those guys for hosting a great series on NR2003. So shout out to them. And we're getting down to it. So my shifter, my wheel, my headset, and my pedals, Joe. Also, the 2 great monitors and my computer. So, shout out to Corsair, Digital Storm, and Logitech for all the products I use to come out and have a great time. And last but not least, I don't know if I already thanked you because I had such a long list this time, but thank you for broadcasting and doing this. I'm pumped that you broadcasted this race. I might need to try to get Randall to get you for some more. I don't know. I feel like we need to get you on for some more road courses so you can see Jerry and the rest of us duke it out still. I wish Randall was up there, but we put on a show at Watkins Glen, and I wish y'all could have seen that.
Well, it was a great show here tonight, Zach. Again, congratulations on the win. Sounds like we might not be seeing you as much here in Fast as the rest of the season comes to an end, depending on how depending on Melon Car.
No, I'm still coming out, man. Melon Car gets done beforehand.
All right, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't. But
I mean, I might park and come on here.
Interesting.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I mean, Randall usually waits for Tyler and Joven, so I'm sure I'll be included in that wait list. So,
nevertheless, congratulations on the win here tonight, and as always, pleasure talking with you. And can't thank you enough for your time, Zach.
Yeah, we won Chicago. Thank you, Joe.
Zach Rogers, driver number 2, your race winner here tonight from Chicago. Let's go ahead and bring in the other half of the equation at the front of the field tonight, the driver of the 08, Jerry Cook. Jerry, you got a copy.
Whew, I got a copy.
How worn out are you really after this race?
Extremely. Street course, you got a lot of fall off. The rears were wearing off, the fronts were wearing off. It turned like a boat, and next thing you know, you're sideways. It had everything, but it made you work for it.
How is that? That's fun though, right? That's got to be fun behind
most
the wheel.
certainly.
Okay, all right. Well, how challenging was that battle? Because we saw a couple times you maybe could have been a little more aggressive, and maybe just took the spot away from Zach. How was that more of a respect move? Is that something you do for everyone? Like, kind of take us through some of that.
So there were some moves that I made on Zach where I would try to go up his inside and I go too deep and squeeze him into the wall. And then I don't want to pass him after, just put him in the wall, basically force him to slow down. So in most of those cases, I would just lift from him. But during the first run, there was a couple instances where I could have passed him. But during that first run, me and Zach both agreed we were just going to focus on saving our stuff there and just try to get to the threshold all the way at the end, try to make it a one-stop. But towards the end of the run, we quickly realized that wasn't happening. So at that point, we started a battle, but most of it was just out of respect of each other. We were just trying to communicate and work with each other and just pull away from everybody else. But, keep ourselves to our own race.
Well, your own race there was the most fun thing I think we watched all day long, Jerry. Congratulations on the second place finish here tonight. Before we let you go, though, I want to give the opportunity. You got a lot of great partners with this 08 team, got a lot of great folks to shout out as well. As always, I think you know what to do by now. The floor is yours.
I'd like to give a shout out to you guys for these streams. It's always fun to go and watch back those. Shout out to Randall for putting on these races. Shout out to the Area 23 team for the track. It was a fun track, I'm not going to lie. I love the I&I. I love the setup that went with it. It was fun to drive. It felt really fun to drive. But shout out, give a little thanks to my sponsor, TeamSpeak. Please remember to use push to talk if you use TeamSpeak. And yeah, that's about it.
Well, Jerry, again, congratulations on the second place finish here tonight. We always look forward to seeing you on these road courses. Hope to see you again soon. And again, a pleasure talking with you.
Yep. Thank you.
Jerry Cook, driver of the 08, your second place finisher here tonight from Chicago. Let's go ahead and bring it in our third place finisher, driver of the number 68, Joshua Moyers. Joshua, you got a copy?
Hear you loud and clear.
All right. Well, a third place finish, podium after starting, 17th or 15th, I guess it ended up being. It says 17th on our list, but I think it's only 15th. After starting dead last in the field here tonight at a track we knew was going to be tough to pass, how rewarding is a third place finish?
It's very rewarding. I think I originally qualified third, but I was struggling just with consistency in practice, and I knew I could put a fast lap down, but I was like, I'm just starting the back and just try to get into a rhythm and just let the chips fall, where they lie. And it ended up working pretty good. I think Zach and Jerry, they're just on another level. I don't think I could have put anything up against them. So I think in the end, it worked out as best it could for me.
What was your experience like here on this Chicago street course? Obviously, it's a lot different than anything else I feel like we've ever run here at FAST. What was your experience like?
It's definitely hard to get a hold of. It's like every turn was tight, and if you messed up one, it would just mess up the whole sequence going forward and take you a lap or so to get back in rhythm. But once I got a few laps under me and got in some clean air, and whatnot, I was really able to get in a rhythm. And I kind of also noticed, it seemed like I started to gain back some time at the end of the run. I don't think my tire wear was quite as bad as the leaders, since they were putting those hot laps down. So I was able to make up a lot of time at the end of the run. And become, I end up really liking this track. It's very challenging. You got a lot of bumps in the brake zones and weird off-camber turns and just everything like that. And it is very, very challenging, but to have a good finish like this, it makes it extremely rewarding.
Well, Josh, again, congratulations on that podium here tonight. Before we let you go, though, I want to give you the opportunity. You got a lot of great partners on this car. You got a lot of great folks to shout out. The floor is yours. You know what to do.
Yeah, I want to thank AMD and Radeon for sponsoring the car. Randall for putting on the league. He does a great job here every week, and like to see the car count get up a little bit more. I'm not sure what's happened the past few weeks, but hopefully, seeing what we put on tonight, hopefully that'll entice more people to come. Thank you for broadcasting the race. You always do a wonderful job. I want to say hi to my beautiful wife. I know she's around here somewhere. That's about all I got.
Well, Josh, again, congratulations on the third place finish here tonight. As always, a pleasure talking with you. And again, can't thank you enough for your time.
Thank you very much.
Joshua Moyers, driver the number 68, your third place finisher here tonight. And folks, just a reminder for you out there too. He's a great teammate too. Thanks, Josh. Let's go ahead and we're going to bring in, he's the driver of the number 9, but we're going to bring him in here. Randall Coleman, because Randall's got an announcement. There's something for us, maybe, Randall? Hello?
What's up?
Do you have an announcement for us?
Yeah.
Anything to tell folks at home?
If you want, you can go ahead. If you want on your stream, you can post a link.
Yeah, I need the link.
Oh, you need the Facebook group or the Facebook page link?
Oh, well, I already posted that, but they keep saying...
It's not up there yet.
Well, yeah, they keep saying, oh, it's not up there yet, Joe. And I'm like, well, you gotta check Facebook.
Well, I had to second guess it there for a minute because one guy said quit talking and release the track. And I was like, don't tell my boy Joe to quit talking.
Gotta get those stories. I complimented Josh on his way out and didn't give him enough time to say thanks either. I don't know if people don't got it. I said he's a great teammate too, folks. Remember, because anyways, Randall. So obviously the work with Area 23 Track Designs and kind of this relationship that you guys have here at FAST with that group, and obviously it extends past that with just full circle, right? It is full circle. Kind of what how does that relationship really benefit you guys here at FAST?
When me and Thomas got together and put our heads together about possibly starting a track division within his mod making division, I didn't think it would ever get as big as it did. Mm-hmm. But with a lot of people behind the scenes, a lot of different track makers coming together and wanting basically the same thing that we wanted, to produce newer tracks or updated versions of tracks for people to go out there and enjoy, it became a very, very big benefit for this league because, a lot of the stuff that we do, we get our hands on it first to see, if it's going to be raceable, if it's going to have any kind of kinks that we need to work out before we can officially release it and stuff. And, it's come a long way from where we originally planned. And I couldn't be happier enough to see it go explode to where we're at now. And it's just going to get better. We got a lot more stuff coming out by the end of the year. We already got stuff we're talking about doing for 2024. It's exciting, and I couldn't thank Thomas enough. I haven't got to talk to him for a while, but I couldn't thank him enough for giving me the chance to do something like Area 23 Track Designs under the Full Circle Racing Design banner. Without what Thomas has done and the insight that he was able to give us and whatnot, I don't think we would be where we're at.
And for folks at home that are maybe wanting to write thank you cards, who are the individuals that they have to thank outside of obviously all the work Thomas does, all the work that you do in that collaboration?
The main big ones that really jump in here and dive full on would be myself, Alex Munoz. I can't thank Alex enough, man. He has produced so much stuff for us. and like just dove right in. He's the one who basically started this track. He built this track basing it off of what iRacing posted, just going off of the videos, you know, doing the layout, looking at the map of Chicago, laying it out, going off of what the video showed. And I mean, I think he did a really, really good job. He's already started on the update. He's 95% done on the update that's going to come out in a couple weeks, hopefully. Hopefully we get everything worked out and it comes out in a couple weeks. I'm not going to set it in stone and say it's coming out in a couple weeks, but it could. But yeah, he's dove in and he's done amazing. He got the LA Coliseum basically from where we were with just a track that our good friend Ryan gave us to, like, he passed it off and said, hey, if you all can make this thing work, go for it. And it's now, I've currently been working with another guy. I don't know if he wants me to give out his name yet. But the LA Coliseum is looking great. He's already got putting lights on it now, so we have a day and a night version. The stadium is done around it. I've seen it. It's very, very nice. We have a North Wilkesboro coming. I know a lot of people's been talking about North Wilkesboro. Yes, we got it. We're almost done with it. That one's about 80% done. I'm looking forward to that one too. So, I mean, between Alex, Mark is another one. I'm going to butcher his last name, so I don't really want to say it, but it's Mark Leffer, I think is how you say it. Leiffer. He has also given us great content to work with, to edit, to provide for the NR community. We got a couple tracks coming out here in a couple weeks that we're going to be running at FAST that he's done, or that he's had his hand in and we're working on. And also the other big one is Tate Dorsey. He's done a lot of MIP updates on stuff. He's helped me convert some of the tracks that we have that are day tracks to night versions that we're going to be releasing soon too. Like Nashville Night. Nashville Night was a pretty good hit. Tate dove into that thing head on with me. I probably bugged him about 20 to 25 times on, I don't think the sky's dark enough, buddy. We need to make the sky darker. So he put up with me for that whole phase. But yeah, those four, or us four, has really been like head on into it. So those other three, I can't thank enough for being there and getting this thing off the ground.
Well, Randall, again, the work that everyone's doing is spectacular. And if for folks at home, if you want to keep up to date with all those updates, you want to check out Area 23 Track Designs over on Facebook. Again, their Facebook page is pinned at the top of our YouTube track. Randall, before we let you go, though, here, I want to give you the opportunity. You got a lot of other great folks, too, here at FAST. And the floor is yours to send out some of those shout-outs, buddy.
Well, first and foremost, I got to thank you guys for coming out here and doing this. Without having you guys around, we can't show off these new tracks when we race them. And I appreciate you all to come out here, on the fly when we discuss it, hey, Joe, these are the new tracks that we got coming out. I want you to be a part of it. And, you come right up in there and all right, just give me dates. We can make this work. So, without you, we wouldn't have these broadcasted races to debut these new tracks for people. I got to give a shout out to James Moore. He has jumped in and he has sponsored a lot of the series. He's pumped some money into this to make things work. But overall, the drivers, I know Josh brought up about some of the drivers have kind of slowly disappeared here the last couple of weeks. I don't know what's up with that either. But 15 to 25 plus drivers week in, week out, they come out here to race. They come out here to compete and have fun. And I think we've really brought the fun here, but without them, we wouldn't be where we're at. So I got to give them a shout out too. If it wasn't for all them, we wouldn't be where we're at.
Well, Randall, again, it's always our pleasure to come out to these races. Fantastic events for us to cover. You guys had a fantastic show here tonight. Cool to be a part of this inaugural event. And again, cannot thank you enough for your time. And Yeah, I think that's about all I got. Thanks for your time, Randall.
Thanks, guys.
Randall Coleman, he's the driver of the number 9, but more importantly, folks, he's the one that gave us the go-ahead to send that link out in chat, and we scuttled our viewership, Austin. But again, folks, if you want to check out those links, we got them posted in the chat. We'll get them in the video description. You can see there the answer for the Montreal question. I'm assuming that's Thomas on the controls there, but I could be wrong. So that's the boss man. I don't know. They just tell me to come set up the cameras, and Bristol and I, we work on setting up the cameras. We find a co-hostess with Mostess, which was you tonight, and we saw a fantastic race here in Chicago.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. This was a fantastic race, just like in real life, as that one came to a close as we opened. 2 fantastic shows at a fantastic racetrack in a fantastic city with a beautiful backdrop. What more could you ask for, Joe? Really hope we come back here in more capacity than one. It would be really, really exciting, I think.
It will be, and folks, that's why you want to make sure you subscribe to us here on JTN with notifications turned on, so that way you don't miss a second of the action, whatever night of the week that we are live with NR2003 online racing. Again, all these guys, they're real guys out there driving their hearts out, trying to take home a victory live on youtube.com/@JoeTowNetwork. Again, if you want to be following us on our other, you want to be following us on our other social media. Not if you want to, you do. Follow us on our other social media at JoeTowNetwork, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. We're also live over on Twitch each and every night that we're live here on YouTube. So go check that out for the same perspective, but a different view of the action we have going on here on JTN. But again, with all that being said, for all of us here at JTN, for Bristol, our producer, for my colleague Austin Spencer, I've been Joe Towanski. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time live right here on JTN. So long for now, folks. Yeah, and they're going to be 3 wide coming to the checkered. Never mind, they're going to be... Oh! Turn 4 into the trial. Whitehill in through the grass. It's going to be Noah Joyce winning his first career race in the Red Bull Cup Series.
Off the line and they're wrecking behind him. We have cars flying everywhere. Cars upside down, it doesn't matter. Noah Joyce has done it. He's won at Daytona in the 3 car.
Behind, they're going to be side by side again. Contact there between Sinner and Bordeaux for
The contact! Oakley into the wall. That's going to be Jack Healy coming to the line.
Jack Healy with the right to